Believe me when I tell you guys that Libram of Divinity is busted. And no, it's not just because it's 0 mana, it's because it's breaking the game. No, why is this happening again? First it was bananas, and now it's literally the wrath of God in terms of divinity. I've got some good news and I guess kind of bad news depending on what your opinion of Libram Paladin is, because I think I have the best 30 version of the deck if you want to play for tempo, but when I was looking up the decks for Libram Paladin, there's actually another version of the deck that has emerged that I haven't tried yet, but I still want you guys to hit that subscribe button because I am always upfront with you about where I get my decks, and Funky Monkey has always been a great content creator to find great deck lists from, but every now and again when he posts a list, I'm like, you know what, Funky, you have good bones to your structures, you have good ideas like this Rayla Arcwing deck, what we're going to be talking about here in the future. Haven't tested this yet, but does look really fun. But one thing that I saw was his take on Libram Paladin, and there will be 3 decks that we're going to be showing you in this video. We have this version of the deck that Funky Monkey came out with about 3 days ago. There is my version of the deck that I optimized from this, which will be in the game clips coming up ahead, and then I'll also show you guys one more Libram Paladin list, so that way you can kind of see the data, figure out what you think is the way to play this deck, because there's a lot of different ideas that were floating around with Libram Paladin, and now there's like 1 or 2 ideas that people have actually settled on. So Funky Monkey posted this list right here after I tried my original terrible, not so good Libram Paladin that was just so dependent on hitting its curve that it just didn't really work. It needed a little bit more support. Tiger Plushie is a card that I feel like absolutely deserves a spot in this deck. I like the idea of the 1 keeper strength, especially when you have a bunch of Libram of Divinities. But the one thing that I definitely didn't like about this deck was the inclusion of Holy Cowboy and Consecration, and Troubled Mechanic I don't believe deserves a spot in here either. So these cards I was kind of like, man, we should probably change these around. And one thing that a lot of you guys may not believe me on, but Interstellar Wayfarer I think doesn't deserve a spot in Libram Paladin. No. It's all about the weapon, and we'll talk about how the deck plays in a second, but just understand that the weapon is literally the most important part of this deck, to the point where you need double instrument tech and double weapon 100% every single time. You cannot run 1 instrument tech. The weapon is literally that important. So if we take a look at HSReplay, Paladin is the 3rd best class in the game, following right behind Demon Hunter. But dude, Demon Hunter has been going up. There are a lot of good Demon Hunter decks that people are playing, and I on my stream the other day said that Demon Hunter sucks, so I might have to owe an apology to Illidan here. But continuing on, we also have HS Guru, which a lot of different decks are seeing play, but they're all kind of like, you know, aggressive tempo decks. Like we have Pirate Shaman, Zarimi Priest, Swarm Shaman, Discover Hunter, which is kind of a tempo deck, Insidious Rogue, which is less of a tempo deck and more of a scam deck, but it does have tempo-like plays. And then you have the Libram Paladin that we will be going over here in a minute, which focus more on like spell damage and Lynessa combos. But the one thing that I really want to focus on is the popularity of Libram Paladin. Libram Paladin is the most popular deck in the game, and it's kind of close, Dungar Druid being about 2% behind. But the big thing about this is that the numbers are up for 2 reasons. Number 1, the deck just got buffed. Number 2, it is a newer archetype from the Great Dark Beyond. And number 3, people historically have actually liked Libram Paladin. I know there's a lot of people that may not have enjoyed the Pinflinger combo back in the days, but Libram Paladin historically has been a deck that Hearthstone players just identify and vibe with. So it makes sense why a lot of people are absolutely flocking to this archetype. But it is definitely, in Diamond through Legend, the most popular deck with a pretty decent win rate. But the higher up you go up, it's still the most popular deck, but it barely cracks at 50% at top Legend. Again, I feel like people are still trying to optimize this deck, because this isn't the deck coming up in the game clips ahead, but the version of this deck with Lynessa and spell damage combos might actually be a legitimate thing. It's about 50%, above 50% in the Paladin Mirror, so that's actually going really well for it. Got double Prismatic Beam in order to deal with the aggro decks, but the whole point of this deck is that, you know, the Librams cost 0 mana essentially, and they are holy cards. So if you want to play Lynessa into a 0 mana Libram of Divinity in order to make your glow sticks automatically cost 1 mana, you can also do stupid Ethereal Oracle combos, so you never know just how much damage this deck can deal. There is a lot going on for this particular build of the deck. I haven't tried it yet. I don't know which one is better. I think one would be better in a tempo-based meta, and this one would be better in a combo meta, but there's really not a lot I can say about this deck without testing it myself. But what what I can definitely tell you is my version of the deck, oh boy, I think this version right here might be the best way of playing tempo, and I have to give a shout out to Funky Monkey for his original list, because I saw his list and I was like, wait a minute, I don't like some of these cards. I don't like, you know, Consecration versus Prismatic Beam. It's always going to be Prismatic Beam, for example. The Ethereal Oracle in this deck in order to consistently draw out our spells. Even though we do have cards like Interstellar Researcher, I really feel like Oracle is a really good card because, again, 0 mana interactions. You just draw a whole bunch of cards. You can also get this card buffed from the Libram of Clarity. So this is just one of those decks to where it just feels like it has more going for it. And now we gotta talk about the Mulligan, because the Mulligan of this deck is very simple. You legitimately only care about this weapon. I am not even kidding you. This is the only Libram discount in the entire deck, because Interstellar Wayfarer, and the way that I can explain this, is just too slow. It's too slow of a card. And the reason why we don't play Holy Cowboy is because you are still dependent on getting your weapon value, so why not just go all the way on just making sure that the scam is enabled by just playing out your weapons? Because the difference between this being a 3-2 and being and having, you know, 2 durability, it's absolutely insane, because now on turn 3, you can play the weapon, and then on turn 4, you can override that weapon with another one, attack, and then suddenly you have a 3-1 weapon, and then next turn on turn 5, you can have all your Librams discounted by 4 mana. There is no better way of discounting the Librams, and unfortunately with Interstellar Wayfarer, this is just a 4 mana do nothing, essentially. Because, like, if you do this, and you have only 1 weapon, and then you play Interstellar Wayfarer, the only card you're discounting to 0 is Libram of Clarity. 1 mana Libram of Divinities are pretty good, but when you don't have that value reoccurring and you are sacrificing tempo to not really commit anything onto the board, it just doesn't feel that good to me. So I don't like this card in the deck whatsoever. Go all in for the Interstellar Slicers, to where the only cards I would keep in your Mulligan are going to be the Salesman, the Hi-Ho Silverwing, the Instrument Tech, the Interstellar Researcher, as well as Ethereal Oracle, maybe if you have coin, but I wouldn't want to keep it. But really the only cards you want to keep are the cards on the top here. But you really want to focus on getting these to where even if you have Miracle Salesman and a Hi-Ho Silverwing, there still might be an argument in some matches just to go for the Instrument Tech, go for the Slicer, because your win condition literally does not work without the Star Slicer. So now that we've talked about how important the Libram aspect of this deck is, let's actually talk about the cards that support the Libram package, because unfortunately, kind of like what I was saying, there's a lot of waiting for the weapon, and when you don't have the weapon, you're kind of just like figuring out how to survive, which is why this deck has cards like Plushie, Glow Sticks. It's got a decent amount of healing with cards like Lumia. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I know a lot of you guys may be like, oh, Lumia may not be that good. Watch the games coming up ahead, and you will see how good Lumia can be. And one card that I feel like absolutely cannot be replaced. You could technically replace Lumia, even though I feel like it would be bad, but I can understand people doing that. But one card you cannot replace, Sandcastle. You cannot replace this card. After you see the devastation that this card can bring, especially with combinations of 0 mana Librams, it's just game over, dude. My God, the power of this deck is unbelievable when you have Sandcastle Libram combos. So yeah, you need this card. If you're gonna play this archetype, it is just so important. Another important card is going to be your Lady Liadrin, which is luckily a card given to you for free. But this card, oh my God, this is your burst potential after you play a bunch of Librams, and then suddenly you get a bunch of 0 mana +3/+3 buffs, which can easily win the game, especially if you've got a minion that's stuck on the field plus a Sandcastle. And now the last card that I want to talk about that I feel like is very much core is actually the Titan. I tried a lot of lists originally that did not play Titan, but I'm gonna tell you, in the Libram Paladin mirror, the Titan actually solos pretty hard. And one other card I guess I'm gonna have to talk about, because I do have the signature version and it's not in this deck, is the Urel. I think this card is probably okay, but the issue is that this card doesn't really help you into the meta that you're going to be facing. To where the cards that you get from this gives me Libram of Wisdom, Libram of Justice, which changes the entire health of enemy minions to 1 HP, really good with Prismatic Beam, and then you have a Libram of Hope. I'm gonna be honest, the only card that you really care about in this deck is the Libram of Justice. So that way you can actually like remove your opponent with like a Prismatic Beam Clear or something like that. But that's really the only reason to be running a 4-mana 3/3, and it's just like, it doesn't really help what the deck is trying to accomplish. This deck is trying to essentially stick a minion and then just buff it to high heaven to the point where it just cannot die and it deals lethal damage. The thing about this deck is that a lot of people are trying to make the entire package work when the entire package just simply does not support what the main good win condition of the game is, of what this deck can do. And Lynessa is more of a win condition than some of these other Libram cards. So it's just like, I don't know how else to say it other than the cards are bad and these cards are good. And the last thing that I'll say about this deck is the general game plan, as well as the bugs that are unfortunately with this deck. And I have to say, this is where the bad news starts to come in, because Libram of Divinity, as of recording this video, is absolutely bugged to where if you play it, your opponent is going to have some animation lag. They're going to have their cards not be as fast, unfortunately. I don't know if this affects both players, because I really haven't been playing a lot of Libram Paladin outside of when it first released. But yeah, Libram of Divinity is bugged to high heaven, and this card needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed. Blizzard, for the love of God, your client is in the worst state that it's ever been. If you don't fix, I've already seen people be like, I'm not streaming Hearthstone until this shit's fixed. So it's just like, Blizzard, you gotta fix this. But I guess the last thing that I will say about this deck is the curve and the way that you're supposed to play it. Because cards like Libram of Faith are actually something that you could keep in your mulligan only if you have the Interstellar Slicer ready to go. Because one of the most easy ways that this deck can win, and people are gonna be like, this needs to be nerfed, this needs to be nerfed. It doesn't need to be nerfed, it's why the deck is powerful. But Interstellar Star Slicer into, you know, the Battle Cry and the Death Rattle makes this 4 mana to where you have that 3 mana into 4 mana curve, and 3 3s with Divine Shield by turn 2, by turn 4 is actually very impressive. And another reason why Holy Cowboy is not in the deck is because making this 0 mana really doesn't matter all too much. You just need to play it for tempo. The Rush can be useful, but there's just not a lot of circumstances to where it's worth the headache of playing a Holy Cowboy or playing enough Libram discounts in order to make this card cost 0. The only cards you care about costing 0 are the Libram of Divinity and the Libram of Clarity. Maybe you can play a Libram of Clarity on turn 3 if you have absolutely nothing in your hand. But yeah, Libram Paladin I feel like has a lot of fun. This is my favorite version of the deck that I optimized from Funky Monkey's list, and I do believe if you want to play a tempo version of the deck that's not all in and just playing spells to the face, I truly do believe this is the best build possible. Well boy, that was a bit of a longer deck guide than usual, but there's a lot going on with Libram Paladin that I want to make sure that I give you guys as much information as possible. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to keep updated on what we do here at twitch.tv/ClarkHellScream, as well as checking out the Patreon if you want to support the content directly. So thank you so much for making it to the end of this deck breakdown, and we will see you for the next video. If this intro doesn't bug out, what's going on? Gonna go back to boring ass Taunt Druid with Aviana? I mean, I don't think Taunt Druid is boring, personally. I don't mind that kind of deck existing, because that was the deck I was having the most fun with before I like really started going into the rogue shenanigans. Like if I had Lumia in this matchup, for example. Well, in what world do we not just play Weapon on 3? Corpuscle DK, work at a climb. Yeah, I think that Bugs DK is still absolutely really good. Oh my lord. I mean, honestly, dude, Prismatic Beam will literally solo this game. Another reason why I don't like Consecration. Like, Consecration would do literally nothing here. Look at this Beam putting in the work, dude. Okay, whatever. Beam still solos. Yeah, Beam over Consecration every day. Beam over Consecration every day. Actually, I think we do it this way.
Sandcastle if we need it, but it's probably just gonna be Tiger Plushie into Hi-Ho. Just keep drawing the good cards, keep this guy at bay. Combo Starship Rogue, do you think it could work with a new build? What was the combo Starship Rogue again? Ooh, yes, I needed that literally right now. Knock that out of here. Please have this stick so I can gain more life. Kind of sucks to give up the Libram of Divinity like that, but we need the healing. If this survives, I could Sandcastle, give it more attack, or Sandcastle even this. So you lose now. This into clear 1, 2, 3, 4, and heal a bunch of the process. Top deck Prismatic Beam would also be pretty good. Lifesteal sticking is so OP. We go face in order to heal more. Because he still has to either trade it or throw damage into it. And now we even have a Lumia as well. Hold on a minute, dude. Doesn't Lumia literally just put me back at full HP? Yeah, he's so screwed, dude. Is eagerness of design the only factor for the team allowing, for Team 5 to only allow Warrior to go to full late game, or is there other intents in disallowing Mage and Priest to have resources to go for it? Hold, you throw like 3 different things at me there, bro. Hold on, so allow Warrior to go full late game? They don't only give Warrior full late game, it's just they gave Warrior Odin, and Odin is just the best control card they could have ever asked for. So sadly, all the other tempo tools like Enrage Warrior just aren't that good right now. This actually seems really good. A goodbye. Draw some cards. And then if I need Lumia next turn, I can just give it the rush. We have literally all the healing this game. Brand, Boom Boss, Hydration Station. Yeah, so this is after we just had an entire year of them supporting nothing but Enrage Warrior. What you're upset about is that Control Warrior is really good while all the other Warrior decks are bad. But it used to be the opposite way a couple years ago. It literally used to be the exact opposite. Bam! I won't even hit him in the face. I won't even hit him in the face. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, dude. This version of the deck feels infinitely better. It's less like it's less curve reliant. We have like actual ways of sustaining and delaying if we don't have our tempo. Do you know, did you know what the mini set, wait, did I know about the mini set when I went to Blizz HQ for the expansion showcase? So I did not see any of the cards from the mini set. I knew what the theme of the mini set was, and they showed me some of the card arts. But they were like, you gotta be super cool about this. They were like, you can't tell a soul, and if you do, we'll sue the fuck out. No, they didn't say that last part. But yeah, they were like, you gotta be really cool about it. So I proved to them that I can keep my mouth shut. But all I saw, because like the reason why they showed me was not because they wanted to ruin like the new expansion, like the new or whatever. They had just like talked about it. I'm not gonna say who I was hanging with. But yeah, we were all talking. They were talking about it, and they were just like giddy. Like, they were literally so giddy with excitement they couldn't not talk about it. Which is exactly what I want from my game designers. Ain't that right, Xena? Ain't that right? I want my game designers to care about the game they play, to where like, oh man, even though I just got off work, I still have to show you all this cool art and whatnot, because I love it. I love it. I love you. You're a good dog. You go outside? You want to go outside? Yeah, you want to go outside. Okay. But yeah, I don't know any of the cards that are coming. Full transparency. Bam, baby. Well, this version of the deck feels really good. I like my build. My build actually feels kind of good. Thanks to Funky Monkey for the skeleton. See, this is always how I am such a better deck optimizer. I am terrible at building a deck from the ground up. I forget things. I forget packages. Got the weapon. We're moving on. I could have maybe kept the Libram of Faith. There's an argument to keep it with the slicer, but there we go. I want that early game tempo. Do I got any JoJo fans in chat right now? Rainbow Spell Demon Hunter, or DK you mean? Wait, Rainbow Spell Demon Hunter. Wait, I'm so confused. Oh, Spell DK. I don't think, what is Spell DK? So you just don't like the Climactic Necrotic Explosion then? Mojo Jojo? Okay, I do like me some Mojo Jojo, but no. This song is used very heavily in the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime. And man, does it get crazy. Alright, got some draws. We have the other weapon if we need it, but I think I'm probably just gonna play the tiger here. He thought I was just a chatter that likes JoJo, but it was me, Dio. Saying the rogue deck if you want to check it. Wait, what rogue deck? The DK with a 2-mana spell that, oh, you mean Corpsicle? You don't like Corpsicle then. Yeah, this on turn 4 right after the weapon feels really crucial at times. Please get the part 7. It's by far the best pro tag, best villain, best arcs. Well, I mean, has part 7 been animated? I thought only part 6 has been animated, and they just finished the second part of that. Or they didn't just finish it, but it's been out for a while. Oh boy, am I getting soloed by Titan?
Be reborn in my image.
I think we need to do it this way. Next turn we can knock it out with the sandcastle. I could read the manga. It's expensive to read the manga. I also need time to read the manga. Dude, I have only had time to read, like, okay. I am currently binging The Boys. I've binged the first 2 seasons within the past, I think, like, week or so. Like, on the days that I've had off, the days that I have to stream. Especially with, like, everything that happened with the PC earlier. Oh, I had to do something, dude. Okay, so we need to kill this and then play Beam. So knock this out. Beam him. Wait. Do this and then beam him. Oh yeah. Oh yeah! We're back, baby! Okay. Now that's how you Libram. Now this is how you Libram. Nostalgia Paladin? Isn't that just Crusader's Aura? Yeah, Flood Paladin with Titan, interesting idea. I mean, what if he's just playing Lynessa Paladin, but it's fleshed out with this idea? Because he's still got a lot of draw. I feel like this is definitely Lynessa OTK. So you know what this means, right? We play Sandcastle. We buff him up. We play the plushie. We attack. This one for less durabilities. We do this, we attack here, play this. Now we got the board, and back up to 30. Lumia could just be a big meme later. Starting to think this card is kind of unnecessary if we've got like double plushie, but this card is still kind of funny. But, I mean, big card every single turn. I can start trading the thing away. Yeah, dude, he's totally the Lynessa Paladin. The horn's good to like stop my big minions, but it's not lethal, is it? If I had Lynessa, it probably would be lethal. 6, 12, 12 plus another 8. That's 20.
Just use more.
Okay. Oh, mama. We just do it. We send that shit every time. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. This song is goated. Oh, dude, this is Power Glove. Yes, this is Power Glove. They have a lot of really good covers, including the X-Men theme. Yo, Tom Craven coming in. With the 7 months. Good to have you here, man. Welcome back to the Horde. Never apologize for living your life, mate. You are here when you want to relax, and sometimes you cannot always relax. But I'm always just happy whenever I see a familiar face. So as long as you're having a good time, and as long as things aren't too stressful, good to see you back, man. Hope you are enjoying Hearthstone. Things are getting pretty crazy, as you can very well see. A turn 8, 25, whatever minion that was. I feel like that's not okay. Every deck needs a high roll, right? Every deck definitely needs a high roll, yeah?
The desert sun strengthens my rays.
Okay, hold on. But I have glow stick though. If I get he needs to give himself Divine Shield again. If I build the other glow stick, that's gonna be a little bit annoying.
Reporting for duty.
Don't mill glow stick or Lynessa, please. Oh my god, the lag. Oh my god, the glow stick mill, of course. This actually, wait a minute. This is 100% the time where Lumia wins the game. For one simple reason. Just in case. So here's why we do this. Just in case he has like lethal prepared. Like he just, if he hits me in the face, nothing happens. He has to deal with the big 15-15 now. This is just a storm of damage. Like this is like a checkmate card almost. The game gets super laggy when you play Divinity with Lynessa, so be careful. I did do that yesterday. And I'm kind of waiting for an opportunity to show Lynessa combo because we really haven't done that much Lynessa stuff with this deck, but it's there. It's definitely there.
You are not my king yet, boy. Glad you could make it, Uther.
All right, we have to win now. Because of that emote exchange, we have to win the game, guys. I don't think you understand. I was messing around with Libram Paladin in the brawl. I got my turn skip multiple times at the end of the game because of so many Librams played. That is like, it's funny how every single time, $5 says you lose. Bet. If I lose this game, I'll gift a random sub. Bet, Graw, or Scraw. A gentleman's agreement. All right, I gotta win the game now. I gotta unlock my third eye. This is a money match now. I can't just make the first move that comes to my brain.
I cannot read them.
Okay. So we do it this way for 2 reasons. Number 1, Divine Shield draws a card. Number 2, we don't play this because I can do this to discount the Libram in hand, and then I can do this and draw like a crap ton. Cowboy. Holy cowboy. Well, it looks like we're winning. You win, I sub. I win, I get a free sub. All right, sounds like a bet.
I cannot read them. Turn to the light.
Beam would only leave up a 2/2 versus if I trade into here. I still have the board, and this game is gonna go longer anyway, so we have to do it this way, just in case he's got the beam. But if he's playing Holy Cowboy, I don't think he might be playing beam, so we'll still just do this just because it makes sense to take him off the board.
I cannot read them.
He's still got it, ladies and gentlemen. It's amazing what happens when I actually sit back and think for a second instead of just making the first play that comes to my brain. Sandcastle for sure? Nah, dude, I'm on a Sandcastle with the Divinity. Prismatic Beam, I think, will end the game if wait, hold on a minute. Is this just lethal, dude? I win. I won. I will gladly take my free sub, sir. Guys, I don't feel so good. There you go. I mean, I hate to say it, but that was just, I played Libram of Faith first. This matchup really does just kind of come down to that. Very coin flippy. At this point, we just need a Lynessa combo. Now to make crewmate Demon Hunter work, I'm gonna let my boy Zeddy say everything that needs to be said about crewmates, unfortunately. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I am not a believer. I don't think crewmates are ever going to work. This tweet right here. I have no idea what you could ever do to make these cards playable other than make them cost 0. This mechanic is just so bad. Shuffling 4/4s into your deck versus, I mean, getting them in your hand is one thing. This card is kind of good, kind of. But this card, like, you're essentially shuffling 6 cards into your deck that you don't want to draw. It's literally so bad. And I have a conspiracy about this deck, dude. No one even cares about the deck. There, I said it. No one cares about the deck. I'm actually gonna trade this way in case he points out the starship piece. But it's like, the only reason why we care about this is because it says crewmates. It's because it's Among Us. Among Us! Among Us! It's funny. If you actually took a look at these cards outside of looking at the funny haha meme that goes with it, it's terrible. It's really bad. Just summoning minions and doing nothing. Summoning 1/4 because you drew it off the top of your deck. It's so terrible. Ooh, that's bait and switch. Oh, there are so many problematic secrets.
Evil will be purged.
Okay. Is it literally going to be those 2 secrets? It could be hidden meaning. It wouldn't be a rat. So we're gonna have to do it this way to play around it.
I cannot read them.
If it's hidden meaning, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry! I'm gonna cry! I'm gonna cry! Oh, I'm so upset! How dare I hate secret Should've gone with my gut. Should've gone with my gut, dude. My gut was to just jam the 3/3s, because that would've been so good. The pain. And now, okay, we know what those secrets are now. At least we know now. And knowing is half the battle.
Behold,
Alright, the bait and switch is actually freaking huge, though. Ooh, Lumia? Hidden meaning, so we don't play the card. More secrets. I had a revelation. Floppy Hydra? Floppy Hydra, huh? Why Floppy Hydra? How's the gaming going today? Yo, what's going on, Quark? It's going a little bit better today. I've seen 2 different Libram Paladins, and I'm like, what if we combine them? And it actually turns out it's not that bad. However, this is a situation where I'm gonna need my Lumia. So first we need, I hate secrets so much, dude. We already know one of them is hidden meaning. So another one of them is probably going to be Freezing Trap. I have a version of Pipsy Paladin that's still playable? Really, no. Freezing Trap, sure.
Evil will be purged.
A world once lost can be reborn once more.
All right, there we go. So what is that? Explosive then?
Go out to you.
Lumia legitimately saving our life right now. Like, I'm not even kidding. This Lumia is so good.
Who could put a price on such?
No! Yes! Oh, he just gives up! What, high roll and get a better card? I'm thinking that all the paladins are at 3-4K facing each other. I think, yeah, kind of. There have been a lot of paladins recently. Shaman numbers are starting to go down a wee bit. Alright, let's go. Curve it up.
I cannot read them.
One heavily satisfying thing to do with this deck is it continues to stack the sandcastle and have the location just grow and grow every single turn. Yeah, I will admit, dude, that is very satisfying as well. I'm well aware of that. Speaking of, let's do it this way. Even though this might seem wrong. So now we just have the double Libram turn again into this, into these. Oh, is he playing Nature Shaman? No? I wonder if giving him the draw actually would have been a detriment. But he's got coin in hand. I don't think I want to let him just keep drawing. No, Cowboys, I really don't think the Cowboys are good. Cowboys are good, like, if you play weapon, have Libram of Divinity, and have Cowboy. It is already dependent on you having the weapon, so I'd rather just focus on the other high rolls that the deck can do. By doing stuff like this. Like, I just drew 4 cards. Cowboy into Faith on 4. Yeah, but why do they need Rush? They don't need to have Rush. You want them to have Rush. Just templating it out on turn 4 first is just so good. Molten Magma was such a good nerf. Honestly, the more I think about it, the more I'm happy that they nerfed Molten Magma. It's a card I would not like if it was just Omega good.
Evil will be purged.
Okay, so... Oh boy, who sees the... Alright, so who sees the play? There's only one thing we ever do here. Sandcastle is so good. Damn right it is. Someone got it. Sandcastle me dude. Into a +9. Oh boy, that's a lot. All right, and now we have next turn. If a minion survives, we've got +12, or actually even more, I think. I think it might be 15. No, it's +12 because of hand space. Wait, no, it is 15 because I'm not counting the hand space that Liadrin takes. So it'd be play these two, play this, and then I have +3. Oh my god, dude. That's +15 with the Liadrin. I think Liadrin needs to be in this deck for sure now. If any of these minions survives, it's literally just game over. I don't need to use the location. Who cares about using the location next turn? Yeah, play your Incendious, dude. Yeah, go ahead, play your Incendious. You know you want to. Double Lightning Bolt could still get there, but there's no way he's just gonna do that, right? You need to hide the Sandcastle against the Death Knights because they will probably kill it and you'll need the damage. What do you mean I need the damage later? Bro, I win the game if it lives. It's literally over, man. Like, it's actually GG. 9 + 15 equals more than 22. Lethal. Whammy! It's not okay. Yeah, it's not okay. Bam! I don't think I want Ethereal right now. I tried Leroy. Leroy was in the version of the deck I really did not enjoy, unfortunately.
One dose solves any problem.
Kinda hate to do this, but if I just play my 1/2, he gets eaten. I should have swapped the Arthas line to glad you could bake it, Uther. Oh, but he didn't bake it. He's just eating a burger. He's just eating the burger. What, did he bake the bread? Did he bake the rolls? I cut Lumia and Keeper's strength for 2 floppies and had 3-0. Did you win because of the floppy, or did you win because of tempo? I feel like in this case, I definitely need to be asking that question. All right, please don't do the thing. This will be my last game with Libram Paladin before I switch, but just don't do the thing. 0 of those games Floppy was relevant. Play it till you have 10 games, and if Floppy doesn't contribute to it, I think it's a very telling sign on Floppy's performance of the deck, unfortunately. If anything, wouldn't Amalgam just be better? Low-key, wouldn't Amalgam just be better if you're trying to do that infinite shuffling nonsense? Why Floppy Hydra? Because think about it, if you give it Rush with the Sandcastle, then it has Rush when it dies and when it comes back, so you just it does something immediately. I feel like it's just always, it's always Amalgam, right? Because then you also have you just keep making it bigger and bigger and bigger. Why wouldn't you use Amalgam in front of that if you're going to do that kind of meme? Oh no, oh no. Double weapon truly is broken.
Will be purged.
Oh, we're getting the Lynessa game. Oh my god, we're getting the Lynessa game. If I need to get another Libram of Divinity. I really need to get another one of these. I think next turn I just need to play the Researcher and just go ham. This is definitely the Lynessa game, dude. Floppy grows faster. Amalgam has Rush. No! Oh, dang it. Okay, well, we're gonna have to space this out then. Or Liadrin changes things.
Evil will be purged.
I cannot read them.
Job done.
Okay. Just jam. I mean, okay, so now, if I decide to do this with Lynessa, and then I just have 4 of them, and then I play 4 of them, and then I play this, that's 24 from, oh my god, this is so much damage. And I also have the mana to squeeze out the freaking glow sticks. Lynessa is about to go ham, dude. Get the castle down for absurdity. I feel like if I do that, I just instantly win, though. Like, hold on a minute. If I do I just win with Lynessa into this? Because by itself, that's already plus 12. And then I have another 8. So if I have 6 damage that sticks, it's over. I don't even think I need Sandcastle. Like, yeah, he's gonna do this. I think he actually needs a Consecration, ironically. Consecration or a, oh god, what's it called? A, Prismatic Beam. He's dead, dude. He's still dead. Oh my god, he's still dead. Even if he gives himself Divine Shield. Why Lynessa? Guys, why Lynessa? Why Lynessa? Lynessa might be on their watch list, dude. Not gonna lie. That's dummy good. Yep, 7-3. I found the good Libram Paladin. I think I figured it out. Yrel seems way too slow, albeit I like the idea of having Libram of Justice against the Titan, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, dumb amount from nowhere, very much so. Are we sure we like Libram Paladin being buffed? Let's ask Blizzard, I guess.